There is nothing rhetorical about the application to the International Court of Justice, in which South Africa accuses Israel of genocide in Gaza. The 84-page document has been drafted by experts in genocide. It makes an overwhelming case in cold, brutal, hard facts. It acknowledges that Hamas was responsible for atrocious war crimes against civilians in southern Israel on October the 7th, but says nothing that took place that day can justify what has happened for the last 3 months to the population of Gaza as a whole. The document marshals the avalanche of evidence of acts of genocide into 7 main categories. The scale of the killing, which at the time of publication was over 21,000 deaths, 70% of whom are women and children. Cruel and inhuman treatment of large numbers of civilians, including children, who are arrested, blindfolded, forced to undress, and remain outside for long periods in cold weather. Continual breaking of promises of safety, with Israel bombing areas it advised in leaflets residents to flee to. Deprivation of access to food and water, a policy which has pushed the population of Gaza to the brink of famine. Israel's attack on the healthcare system, which has left only 13 out of 36 hospitals still functioning, and all those attacks on ambulances, convoys, and first responders. The destruction of Palestinian life in Gaza, its towns, homes, apartment blocks, infrastructure, universities, and culture. Last, but by no means least, are the expressions of genocidal intent against the Palestinian people by the highest office holders in the land. The references by Benjamin Netanyahu to the biblical story of the total destruction of Amalek by the Israelites. The statement by President Isaac Herzog that an entire nation out there is responsible. The Defense Minister Yoav Gallant's assertion that Israel was fighting human animals. There are 2 features of this legal move that deserve attention. The first is that unlike other genocides in history, Cambodia, Rwanda, Srebrenica, this one is happening right now before our eyes, and it will continue to happen unless Israel is stopped. Hence the plea for an urgent hearing at the World Court at The Hague. But the second is who is making it. No country other than South Africa has done more to fight racism and to prove that a liberation struggle against a despotic and overwhelmingly powerful apartheid regime can succeed. Aware of the significance of this, Israel is saying it's going to fight this application in court and has already accused South Africa of anti-Semitism and of making a blood libel against all Jews. But already Malaysia and Turkey have lined up behind the action, and a number of nations are following. The plain truth is that no state is doing more to delegitimize itself than Israel. After what has happened, Israel's international reputation is in shreds. You don't need a law degree to see what's going on. All you have to do is to watch and listen to the daily output of hate speech in videos of soldiers, singers, artists, politicians. They represent what mainstream Israel thinks. They become genocidal, racist, and fascist when talking about Palestinians. Nor is Israel disguising the fact that it is in contact with a number of nations, Congo, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, as destinations for what they call the voluntary resettlement of Palestinians from Gaza. Some of these contacts predate October the 7th. They're not a response to trauma. It's cold, strategic policy to make life unlivable for 2 million Palestinians in Gaza so that they've only got one alternative: to starve or to leave. The court in The Hague has agreed to hold a hearing next week. No case could be more urgent. And the fate of that highly endangered species called international justice depends on it.